Hello guys, welcome to this video. In this video we're gonna talk about the advent of cyber of 2022 that is hosted by TryHackMe. So let's just search it out. Search for TryHackMe, and then the first link here, tryhackme.com. Come here, try to join. It's completely free, so you can just join and make an account, and then come to learn and the search for advent of cyber. So there are 4 advent of cybers, 2019, 2020 and 2021. So we are gonna check out this one, which is new, just launched today. So for this, what you need to do is just click there. For you, here it will ask that in order to access the materials you have to join. Just click the join button and that's it. So John Hammond, one of the great creators and great hackers, also has a video on this. You can check it out if you want. The introduction for the Advent of Cyber 2022 is hosted by John Hammond, so you can check it out as well. So what is it? So it's Advent of Cyber 2022. It says that get started with cybersecurity in 24 days. I say 25 because last year and the previous years it was 25 days, but for this year it's 24 days. Learn the basics and complete a new beginner-friendly security exercises every day leading up to Christmas. It's an advent calendar but with security challenges instead of chocolates. That's cool. So the main price is it's worth of 40,000 worth of prices. So you can check this out. So after completing all the challenges, you may win at least one of them. So finger crossed for that and good luck. So it's completely free. You don't need to sign up. Just make an account and start learning. So the daily prizes. Also, every day you complete a question, you get entered into another prize draw for the chance to win a mini prize. Each day you can win one of 2 prizes. So every day they also give some prizes. 1-month TryHackMe subscription voucher or 15 euro swag voucher. So the prize winners for each day will be announced on Mondays on Twitter, and they will be contacted via email. So good luck for that as well. At the end of this event, you will also receive a certificate. This is the sample of that. That's good. You can just add to your CV. Also, there are other great content creators and hackers that creates video on this, and you can check them as well. So the topics that are included are red teaming, secure coding, web vulnerabilities, blue teaming, and IoT hacking. So, and for each challenge, you will have these kinds of questions that you have to answer. So for the introduction, it's just nothing. So read the above and check out the prizes. Yes, we did that. Complete. And short tutorial and rules. I encourage you to read this short tutorial, how to play with these challenges. So it's really crucial and you have to read it. So for me, I have just read it before and complete it. So let's just go to our socials. So here you can follow TryHackMe on LinkedIn, Discord, Twitter, Reddit, Instagram, Facebook, and Pinterest. So I have done this before. I'm going to just say completed, yeah, all of them. For you, go follow. TryHackMe is one of the great sources to learn cybersecurity and ethical hacking. It's worth it. So subscribing. So if you have the money, they have the financial situation, your financial situation is good, you can buy the premium one, upgrade it from free to the premium. So you will have access to more materials and more labs that you can practice on. So for the next 5 days, it will be a 20% off. So you can use this code in order to get that 20% off. And that's it. Complete for me. So this is the story of this year's Advent of Cyber. So Nightmare before Elfmas. All exercises in Advent of Cyber follow a fun Christmas story. This year, Elf Max Kitty needs your help to investigate a serious breach and test all remaining systems for security flaws. Advent of Cyber. So they are the elves, the security guys in the who are responsible for the Christmas security. So you can check it out, the story. It's the visual one, and also there's a whole script for this story as well. So you can just read the whole story here. It's up to you, and complete it. So it's the day one of the Advent of Cyber 2022. In this day, or in this challenge, we will be learning about frameworks. So day one, framework, someone's coming to town. So best festival company compromised. Someone is trying to stop Christmas this year and stop Santa from delivering gifts to children who were nice this year. The Best Festivals Company website has been defaced, and children worldwide cannot send in their gift requests. There's much work to be done to investigate the attack and test other systems. The attackers have left a puzzle for the elves to solve and learn who their adversaries are. Max Cady looked at the puzzle and recognized some of the pieces as the phases of the unified kill chain. So we will learn about this just in a few seconds. A security framework used to understand attackers. She has reached out to you to assist them in recovering their website, identifying their attacker, and helping save Christmas. Security frameworks. So what is security frameworks? Organizations such as Santa's Best Festival Company must adjust and improve their cybersecurity efforts to prevent data breaches. Security frameworks come into play to guide in setting up security programs and improve the security posture of the organization. Security frameworks are documented processes that define policies and procedures organizations should follow to establish and manage security controls. They are blueprints of identifying and managing the risk they may face and the weaknesses in place that may lead to an attack. Frameworks help organizations remove the guesswork of securing their data and infrastructure by establishing processes and structures in a strategic plan. This will also help them achieve commercial and government regularity requirements. Let's dive in and briefly look at the commonly used frameworks. So, NIST Cybersecurity Framework. The Cybersecurity Framework, or CFS, was developed by the National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST, and it provides detailed guidance for organizations to manage and reduce cybersecurity risk. The framework focuses on 5 essential functions: identify, protect, detect, respond, and recover. With these functions, the framework allows organizations to prioritize their cybersecurity investments and engage in continuous improvement towards a target cybersecurity profile. ISO 27000 series, or 27000 series. The International Organization of Standardization, ISO, develops a series of frameworks for different industries and sectors. The ISO 27001 and 27002 standards are commonly known for cybersecurity and outline the requirements and procedures for creating, implementing, and managing an information security management system, or ISMS. These standards can be used to assess an institution's ability to meet set information security requirements through the application of risk management. The third one is MITRE, ATT and CK framework, or MITRE attack framework. Identifying adversary plans of attack can be challenging to embark on blindly. They can be understood through the behaviors, methods, tools, and strategies established for an attack, commonly known as tactics, techniques, and procedures, or the TTPS. The MetraTac framework is a knowledge base of TTPS, carefully curated and detailed to ensure security teams can identify attack patterns. The framework's structure is similar to a periodic table, mapping techniques against phases of the attack chain and referring system performs exploited. This framework highlights the detailed approach it provides when looking at an attack. It brings together environment-specific cybersecurity information to provide cyber threat intelligence insight that help teams develop effective security programs for their organization. Dive further into the framework by checking out the dedicated meter room. So there's a dedicated room about this framework. You can just, by clicking this, you can just check this out and complete the room. Cyber kill chain. A key concept of this framework was adopted from the military with the terminology kill chain, which describes the structure of an attack and consists of target identification, decision, and order to attack the target, and finally, target destruction. It's developed by Lockheed Martin. The cyber kill chain describes the stages commonly followed by cyber attacks, and security defenders can use the framework as part of intelligence-driven defense. There are 7 stages outlined by the cyber kill chain, enhancing visibility and understanding of an adversary, tactics, techniques, and procedures. Dive further into the kill chain by checking out the dedicated room. There's also a dedicated room about the kill chain. You can just check it out and complete it. Unified kill chain. As established in our scenario, Santa's team have been left with a clue on who might have attacked them and pointed out the unified kill chain. The Elf Blue team began their research. The unified kill chain can be described as the unification of the MetraTac and cyber kill chain frameworks. Published by Powell Pauls in 2017 and reviewed in 2022, the UKC, or the Unified Kill Chain, provides a model to defend against cyber attacks from adversary perspective. The UKC offers security teams a blueprint for analyzing and comparing threat intelligence concerning the adversarial mode of working. The Unified Kill Chain describes 18 phases of attack based on tactics, techniques, and procedures, the TTPS. The individual phases can be combined to form overarching goals, such as gaining an initial foothold in a target network, navigating through the network to expand access, and performing actions on critical assets. Santa's security team would need to understand how these phases are put together from attacker's perspective. The cycle 1 is in. The main focus of this series of phases is for an attacker to gain access to a system or network environment. Typically, cybersecurity or cyber attacks are initiated by an external attacker. The critical steps they would follow are reconnaissance. The attacker performs research on the target using publicly available information or using OSINT. Weaponization. Setting up the needed infrastructure to host the command and control center, or the C2, is crucial in executing attacks. Delivery. Payloads or malicious instruments delivered to the target through numerous means, such as email phishing and supply chain attacks. Social engineering. The attacker will trick their target into performing untrusted and unsafe actions against the payload they just delivered, often making their message appear to come from a trusted in-house source. Exploitation. If the attacker finds an existing vulnerability, software or hardware weakness in the network assets, they may use this to trigger their payload. Persistence. The attacker will leave behind the fallback presence on the network or asset to make sure they have a point of access to their target. Defense evasion. The attacker must remain anonymous throughout their exploits by disabling and avoiding any security defense mechanism enabled. including deleting evidence of their presence. Command and control. Remember the infrastructure that the attacker prepared. A communication channel between the compromised system and the attacker's infrastructure is established across the internet. So this phase may be considered as a loop, as the attacker may be forced to change tactics or modify techniques if one fails to provide an entrance into the network. Cycle 2. Through. Under this phase, attackers will be interested in gaining more access and privileges to assets within the network. The attacker may repeat this phase until the desired access is obtained. Pivoting. Remember the system that the attacker may use for persistence. This system will become the attack launchpad for other systems in the network. Discovery. The attacker will seek to gather as much information about the compromised system, such as available users and data. Alternatively, they may remotely discover vulnerabilities and assets within the network. This opens the way for the next phase. Privilege escalation. Restricted access prevents the attacker from executing their mission. Therefore, they will seek higher privileges on the compromised systems by exploiting identified vulnerabilities or misconfigurations. Execution. With elevated privileges, malicious code may be downloaded and executed to extract sensitive information or cause further havoc on the system. Credential access. Part of the extract sensitive information would include login credentials stored in the hard disk or memory. This provides the attacker with more firepower for their attacks. Lateral movement. Using the extracted credentials, the attacker may move around different systems or data storages within the network, for example, within a single department. Cycle 3 is the out. The confidentiality, integrity, and availability, or the CIA, of assets or services are compromised during this phase. Money, fame, or sabotage will drive attackers to undertake their reasons for executing their attacks, cause as much damage as possible, and disappear without being detected. Collection. After finding the jackpot of data and information, the attacker will seek to aggregate all they need. By doing so, the assets confidentially would be compromised entirely, especially when dealing with trade secrets and financial or personally identifiable information, or the PII, that is to be secured. Exfiltration. The attacker must get his loot out of the network. Various techniques may be used to ensure they have achieved their objectives without triggering suspicion. Impact. When compromising the availability or integrity of an asset or information, the attacker will use all the acquired privileges to manipulate, entrap, and sabotage. Imagine the reputation, financial, and social damage an organization would have to recover from. And the last phase is objectives. Attackers may have other goals to achieve that may affect the social or technical landscape that their targets operate within. Defining and understanding these objectives tends to help security teams familiarize themselves with adversarial attack tools and conduct risk assessment to defend their assets. So now the fun part, saving the best festival company. Having gone through the UKC or Unified Kill Chain with Santa's security team, it's evident that better defense strategies must be implemented to raise resilience against attacks. Your task is to help the elves solve a puzzle left for them to identify who is trying to stop Christmas. Click the View Site button at the top of this task to launch the static site in split view. So we have to open this one. Here, open site. So, no, okay. So now we have to answer this question. Who is the adversary that attacked Santa's network this year? So here we have to read this one. Hello Santa. For years you have delivered happiness and joy to millions around the world during the festivities. However, you have remained untested and times Time has finally arrived to turn the best festival company into grumpy and miserable. I have taken over your website and warehouse, and it's time to turn Christmas into chaos. So, want to play a game to know who is behind all the misery? Of course, we want to know who is. Let's start the game. So, we have to complete this puzzle. The rules or the clues are here. So, it's the same thing from what we have just learned here. The different phases. So the first phase was, I think, reconnaissance, and then the second was the weaponization. The third was, I think it was delivery. The fourth one was social engineering. The fifth one was exploitation. The sixth one was persistence. The seventh was defense evasion, and the last one was the command and control. These phases that we just hit through the cycle one, the N. Reconnaissance, weaponization, delivery, social engineering, exploitation, persistent, defense evasion, and command and control. So next. This is also a puzzle. There are the clues. I'm an anchor that lets you go on an adventure and explore with me. You can locate new information to expand. So it might be the cycle 2 of this, or it was the cycle 2. Here it was cycle 2 through. So the first one was pivoting. The second was discovery, and the third one was privilege escalation. The fourth one was execution. The fifth one was credential access, and the last or the sixth part was the literal movement. Here, all the phases of the cycle 2. Next, so it's the cycle 3, the phases of the cycle 3, which was starting from the axis. Then we have exfiltration, I think. Yes, I think it was, no, sorry, it was the exfiltration collection, sorry. And then it was exfiltration, and the fourth one was impact, and the fifth was objectives. Here, as you can see, the phases of the cycle 3: collection, exfiltration, impact, and objectives. So let's finish. Now we have finished the game, and we know that behind all this is the bandit yeti. So let's just type here the bandit yeti. Okay, cool. What is the flag that they left behind? This is the flag that they left behind on the website. So let's copy and just paste it here. Okay. So if you want to learn more about the unified kill chain, cyber kill chain, Mate 3, or the whole cyber defense frameworks modules, you can just click on this blue buttons or the URLs and check them out. And for me, it's okay. So completed. So that's it for this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. I strongly recommend you start this adventure or start these challenges if you want to learn more about cybersecurity and ethical hacking. So if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified when I upload a new video. So see you in the next video.